here she is, lovies. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love. This was just fun play. So much goodness in this. But I had this word, and I have a quote that I'll read in a minute, in mind, and the bird just kind of represents that. But I just basically played. I had so much fun. And I started with, one of the reasons I use the parchment paper on my clipboard is so that if I get some really good color combinations happening, I will save it. And that's what I put down, my palette papers in the background. And then I also saved, I have a lot of kinds of stuff, but I saved my paper towels if it's got good color on it. And so I put some of those pieces down too. And what that does is it gives it such incredible texture. Oh, so good. I used heavy gel to put that down, or not heavy gel, but just regular matte gel instead of the fluid. Because it's so thick and it's kind of a weird texture, I needed that extra oomph to hold everything down, and I used my brayer to kind of flatten it out because the parchment paper does some funny things when it gets with the gel on it. So I just smoothed it out, and it just gave it just delicious, delicious texture. And then I used all kinds of stencils. I got a whole bunch of new stencils in the shop. And I'll just quickly run through. So they're just a lot of fun. This is, and it's geometrics and scribbles, basically. Geometric. This is a web one. This, and then I have a bunch of masks available that are basically 8 by 10, but they just don't have the border around it. So they're just so much fun to use. And these are great with jelly plates and sprays and all kinds of stuff. So I have a bunch of new ones. I have, let's see, what else did I use here? Here's another flower one. I've got the more geometrics. This one's called Paint Pour. That one's fun. Geometric triangles. This one's called European lines. I have all kinds. There's like 14 of them. Let's see, what else do I have? Cracked, and this is geometric squares. So I have a bunch. So I just had fun playing with all of those today. And of course I didn't use them all, but I love the circle one. I'm loving the scribble ones, because you can just put it down and you immediately get some really great fun texture. So anyway, those are available in the shop. And then I just started blocking out where I wanted some of my design to go, and contrast, light and darks, and this is love, 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 love. And this is a 12, this is a 12 by 14 piece of wood. So it's big, it's big. No, it's not 12 by 14, it's 12 by 16, or no, I'm sorry, 12 by 18. 12 by 18. So, a big piece of wood, nice, wonderful piece of art. So anyway, that is that. Use some charcoal pencil down here, and just had fun, 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 fun. So this comes from, I was reminded this week about this quote that I just love, and I go back to it all the time, and I refer to Brene Brown, and I think I said her name right this time. I always say it wrong. Brene Brown. She has a book out, she's got a lot of books out, but the one that I continually to go back to is Daring Greatly, because so often in life when we are trying new things, or creating, or trying to step out of our comfort zone in whatever that is, whether it's job or relationships or anything, whatever, it doesn't have to necessarily be creative. Oftentimes when we're doing that, our own voices, but then voices from others tell us that we're not doing a good job, or it's not good enough, or it's not. And this quote, and let me read it to you. it says, and I know you'll know it as soon as I read it, but it says, it's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how a strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without error or shortcoming. There's no effort without error or shortcoming. So good. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. And that original quote is by Theodore Roosevelt, but that is what spurred Brene's Brown title for her book, Daring Greatly. And that is this whole, you are free to be whoever you are. And set aside all the voices from yourself, from your whoever, your peers, especially when you're learning something new or trying something new. You're obviously not going to be great at it, but as you persist, and persistence and fortitude is the key in getting great at things and learning and growing. And so today, if you have someone that is talking to you, and the voices and all of those things, and telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, or that what you're doing isn't great, that's okay. Just let them go, because you keep going, you keep doing, you keep creating, you keep dreaming, envisioning, all of those things. You keep doing it until you are great, until you, and the thing is that we're always learning. There's always a process. It never gets to the end and say, oh, I've arrived. That's just never how it works. We're always learning. And so whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, just remember you're in the arena. Do you know how many people don't actually get in and try? They're just on the outside speaking untruths and lies to us. You're in the arena actually doing it and trying it, and you're marred and you have dust on your face, but you're doing it. And that last line of the quote says, if he fails, and I don't believe that there's ever really failure. I just think we try and it doesn't work, and we get back up and we keep going. But it says, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. And let me tell you, my loves, whatever you try, whenever you try something new, it takes amazing courage. Amazing courage. And maybe it's just one step. But that one step leads to another step and leads to another step, and our courage muscles grow. So don't ever let those voices, don't ever let those people in the stand tell you when you're in the arena that you're not doing it, that you're not good enough, that you're not whatever. Keep going, because you're there. You're doing it. And there's just so much to fortitude and consistency and staying true to what you're called to do, or what you're trying to do. And that's this freedom. You are free to be whoever you want. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Alright, loves, I hope your Sunday is awesome and restful, and I hope the weather where you are is not terrible. It is a horrible, blustery, gross day today. I just hope that you have some wonderful Sunday peaceful time. Alright, lives, always know that you